Who do you guys think is going to win the U.S. Open this year? What are we feeling?
I'm hoping Serena's going to get her 24th title. Finally, get the record for most. What is it? Most
Grand Slams.
Grand Slams. Yeah, most Grand Slams. She's already the GOAT, but then she become the undisputable, no one in tennis has done it GOAT, and that's what I'm waiting to see. So
been in the finals so many times in the past few years, and just haven't been able to. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy.
Honestly, I will forever have my theory that, in my opinion, Serena Williams is the greatest athlete, and that includes all sports. And I say that because she's managed to dominate a solo sport for as long as she had.
Are you saying greatest athlete of all time? I mean, I can't put anybody. I don't
think I'm old enough to say of all time. I'm not going to speak out of place, but I would say definitely right now. And honestly, I think throughout the last 5 years,
21st century
opinion has 21st century for sure.
Yeah, 21st century, like the most dominant was like Serena and like Floyd Mayweather. But all time, I have to go like Muhammad Ali. But
conversation too.
Yeah, but he's not as dominant. It's kind of
who's not as dominant?
6 Super Bowls for the last 20 years.
Yeah, but okay, it's different. Of course, it's different because football's a lot harder to win Super Bowls. But like, he has the team and all. Like Serena's by herself, and she was like head to head,
like individual athletes.
And then for decades, and I want to emphasize, it's like against people who are like very young and who have like the stamina, and who are supposed to be able to like defeat someone who, you know, who's been in the game for as long as Serena has.
Yeah.
And she continues to just like, I don't think anyone else has dominated their sport the way Serena does.
I'd say the only two that come close are like Tiger and Roger.
Yeah. Roger. And I still say Floyd Mayweather because he's undefeated still. So, but with Tom Brady, it's just like, it's like those early teams. It's like he wasn't obviously the best player on his team. It was like, he had great.
Didn't someone tell me was he a first round pick, Tom Brady?
No, he was a sixth round pick.
Wasn't that a thing? Yeah,
he was a 6th round pick. Yeah, so
still NFL, but you know, like just six.
I mean, he's just the GOAT. So,
greatest ever. Very debatable. Did you just say that, Noah? Did I hear you just say that?
Tom Brady is the GOAT. I mean, it's undeniable.
I don't even like him.
And you're from Atlanta?
I mean, he's the GOAT now.
It's fact.
It's a fact. It's like a fact.
You'll never hear me say it out loud. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Not out of this mouth. That's for another conversation.
I mean, I cried when the Falcons lost. I cried at night. So
I don't really believe you anymore. Since you're GOAT one, why were you crying? If anything, you should have been celebrating if you're your GOAT one.
Is this a 97 demo?
This is our sports podcast. This is sports podcast.
Honestly, I'm gonna move on from that because I'm looking at you different. I don't want to let that infiltrate our pod.
We're from Atlanta right now. What you talking about?
Are you? Rep it with your heart. Rep it with your heart. Welcome to the 97 Demo Podcast. Because I know you were waiting to do it.
Welcome to the 97 Demo Podcast.
Welcome to the 97 Demo Podcast, where we bring the latest in music news and a whole bunch of fun stuff along the way. I'm one of your 3 hosts, Nnamdi Agwanwu, joined by
Noam McGee at Noam A. McGee on Twitter. What's up?
And Avery Dole at my name.
Have y'all gotten any new Twitter followers by sharing your ads on the pod?
I've got like 3.
There you go.
All time.
Nah, for real. That's dope. At Namagwan.
How was the week?
Twitter famous though.
Yeah, Nnamdi's Twitter famous. How's the week been, y'all? How's the week been?
Good.
This has actually been a really good week for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna share why, but it's
a great week for Nnamdi.
It's been a very fulfilling transition.
Oh, yes, it has.
Some would say everything's coming up Nnamdi.
Yeah. So someone would say it's all coming together. Bigger picture.
One would say you're moving on, or as would say out. You know,
as Billy Joel would say.
As Billy Joel would say. Or
some would say rent taxes in New York should be illegal.
As you know what I'm saying.
Y'all know they tax you twice. It's like a New York tax and like a city of New York tax. It's ridiculous. But again, we're a music podcast, so why don't we start off by talking about the charts last week? Over on the Billboard 200, there wasn't that much action. All that.
I thought I did this.
Hold on, we have a pro account. We're gonna take advantage.
I thought I. Okay, there you go. See,
I'll spaz while we're talking. There wasn't really that many changes in the top 5 of the 200. Folklore by Taylor Swift still number 1. Pop Smoke at number 2. Juice WRLD at number 3. Hamilton's number 4, and King's Disease is now at number 5 by Nas. It debuted at number 5. Great album. Let me ask you guys, do you remember what album left the top 5? Only one album left. You're not gonna guess.
What's it?
I do not remember.
I promise you're not gonna guess. Young Doll.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
I was not gonna guess that.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Where do you even fall? I think he's at number 22 now from number 4. So that's where that went. Beyond that, there hasn't really been that many big shakeups. The Killers also debuted on this week's chart. Tim McGraw did. Black Bear did. Other than that, you know, anything else that catch you guys' eyes?
Not really good for Nas. Top 5 debut.
Yeah, shout out to Nas.
Yeah, that's pretty solid for Nas, especially since he's been doing it for like 20 years.
This is like
now.
What number album is this for him?
Probably like 10 or 11 or 12. I think it's 12.
Yeah, maybe more.
I think it's 12 actually.
Because I don't know why something. It's 12 studio albums. Yeah,
12 studio
I don't know why I wanted to say 14.
No,
I might
Jay-Z have 14?
Jay-Z's at 13 right now.
13. Okay, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's his 12.
This album at number 36 might be brought up by me towards the end of the show. At the end.
Ooh, who is it, Avery, for our audio listeners?
It's a Bright Eyes album. Down in the Weeds, Where the World Once Was. It's a rock album. Very muy bueno. Very good.
Number 36 on this week's Billboard 200.
That's pretty good for a rock album. I can't even lie. I mean, they're a pretty well-known band, but
they are. And we're gonna get into our whole genre discussion later on. But for a rock album, that really is like kudos to them. The Killers are rock, right? That's like where we classify them. Yeah. Kudos to them. Mulatto debuted at number 44 with Queen of the South. She's one of our XXL freshmen.
What else we got? Anything else?
Yeah, other than that, I didn't see that many different.
Oh, Lecrae! Shout out to Lecrae.
Yes.
Heralded Christian rap artist that wins every Christian rap award at the Grammys that you don't see on TV. But I actually might listen to that. I didn't know he came out with this. He's actually really dope. I know people like give Christian rap a bad rap sometimes, but Lecrae's actually solid.
Actually like.
And I believe he's that. Yeah, I think he's number 1 on the Christian chart too this week.
Yeah, he always is. He pretty much always is. But,
shout out to Troye Sivan at number 70 for his EP In a Dream. Pop.
Yes. One huge jump that happened this week, and I don't even know what. It's probably because they have a song that's currently number 1, but BTS's album, who I told my sister we were going to talk about them, they jumped from number 29 from 75. Really? So I think that's, my math may be kind of sloppy, but I want to say that's up 46.
Correct.
Which is like pretty impressive.
That is. We might also be discussing them in a little bit as well.
Honestly, I say we do it right now because over on the Hot 100, y'all see how I did that? Y'all see how this bridge just right over?
That was nice.
I tried. But on the Hot 100, Dynamite by BTS debuts at number 1. It's the group's first number 1 single on this chart. Also marks the first Korean act or South Korean act to debut at number 1, or just to get a number 1 on this chart. Do you remember who the last person to come close was?
No idea. Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style. Yeah,
Gangnam Style. Yeah.
That peaked at number 2 though. So BTS is now first South Korean act, first Asian act since like the 60s. So it's a really huge feat, and I say it's a huge feat because we'll get into this later, but this is a group that has a fan base that is probably one of the most voracious I have ever seen. They don't typically get radio play because the US radio has a pretty much only play English music or songs with English lyrics, making it very hard for foreign acts to chart, but their fan base calls it in. Important to note, the song is in English though. It's one of their very few all English lyric songs, but again, it's still a huge feat, so kudos to BTS. They were the only change pretty much this week in the top 5 of the Hot 100. WAP is still number 2, Laugh Now Cry Later is still number 3, Rockstar number 4, Blinding Lights number 5. So what are you guys thinking?
I think it's really interesting to see if Dynamite sticks around in the next few weeks. I think that'll be a pretty good indicator of how well they're going to do. I mean, obviously they're already crazy popular, but just like how well they're going to stay in like the American mainstream.
Yeah, I agree. It is pretty interesting considering I think everybody knows BTS is pretty popular, but them breaking through the American, mainstream is I would say actually a pretty big feat, because like you said, since Gangnam Style, that's the last person I could think about doing it from Korea, or South Korea specifically. So yeah, it's a big deal. It's kind of undeniable. Like, you can't really deny him anyway now. Because I think a lot of people just like see him on Twitter. It's like, oh, okay, but then like, oh wow, they're number one on the U.S. charts. So it's pretty impressive.
Important to note, like, their sales debut, because again, they pretty much get all their support from streaming and sales, because they don't get that much radio airplay. This song, 444,000.
Oh wow!
It's unit sales debut. Yeah,
amazing.
That's impressive, because they don't sell. Do they have physicals here? Do they have physicals, or like? I'm wondering if they sell physicals in the United States. I'm pretty sure you might have to get imported.
The number I just said is just audio digital. So I would assume if they're pulling numbers that big, they probably aren't doing physical. But I'm not positive, so I could be corrected on that.
That's still pretty impressive though, considering probably most of that's on streaming too. But yeah.
Yeah, but incredibly. Yeah, actually, on that topic, we'll get into this later. But their music video, I'm pretty sure, broke the YouTube record for most views in 24 hours, which that record's been getting broken every other day. But I think they had like 101 million in 24 hours.
People at home all day, so.
I mean, true. So that's bonkers. Are you guys surprised by WAP still outpacing Laugh Now, Cry Later, or does it make sense to you?
Actually, no. I'm actually surprised. Actually, that Drake is. I don't know, man. It's they both have like pretty awesome music videos. Mm-hmm. So they're both the big parts of it, and Drake is like just a king in terms of like pop music, or making popular music. But it's a little surprising, but it seems like they're right there. So I can see them kind of going back and forth, but yeah, I am a little surprised that Drake didn't jump above WAP, whatever you call it. Yeah.
Not really. I think WAP's just so popular right now. Like it's still being memed on Twitter. It's still like being used in TikTok stuff. Like it's everywhere right now still. So
true. Good point. Isn't there a dance on TikTok now for it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That probably is what helped propel it to number one the first time, because that dance came on pretty early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But anything else to get you guys' eye on the Hot 100?
Nothing much really. Nothing much really with this. Maybe Popstar might get a jump in next couple of weeks because of the music video.
It's at 21 now. I could definitely see it moving higher.
Popstar by DJ Khaled featuring Drake. I could see it going up eventually. But I just had to make that clarification. Yeah, nothing much really surprising on the Hot 100. The usual. So yeah.
These songs that made waves at the VMAs, like Rain on Me is the one that triggered that in my mind, but that might get a little boost next week as well.
Absolutely. And really quick, just because I've been watching the song just move higher and higher on this chart, Tap In by Saweetie cracked the top 40 finally. It's at 31 now. So it is now, that's like, I think top 40 has been typically radio plays now, like a thing. Top 40 is where radio will put their songs from. So that's a feat. She's at number 31. I truly think that song is going to climb higher and higher.
Is that tap in?
Yeah.
No, it's the other one.
Yeah.
Tap in. Diamond dancing. I'm sorry. That song is actually pretty catchy.
That song has a TikTok thing too. So.
Oh Lord. I want to know.
Oh, and Avery, you watched Tenet. No, did you watch Tenet yet?
Of course.
I didn't. So sorry. Some of us still aren't going to a theater, but we don't have to talk about. We don't have to get political, I guess. But Travis Scott's song that he did for that, "The Plan," number 74 this week. So he notches another Hot 100 song.
It's kind of a low-key release for him, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, Tenet is kind of low key now because nobody's going to the movie. So, for the 10 people that saw it, yeah. So yeah, but it's a solid song. So
that's good.
I don't see it getting any, going up or down. Really, it might go down eventually in a couple weeks, but yeah. So
gotcha. Looking at some of our upcoming debuts this week. As far as some albums, I guess the big one is kind of pop-centric. Katy Perry, Smile. I doubt either of you two listen, so I'm not even going to ask.
Hey. I did not listen, but I didn't listen.
I could have
listened, but I didn't.
Well, Avery, we're supposed to be our pop correspondent.
I know.
expect you to at least give it a gander.
It's like pop that I care about. and this has to fall under that category.
Well, that's fair. And one of the headlines we're going to talk about is how the genre has shifted so much. Because right now, if you told me 10 years ago that Katy Perry put out an album that probably isn't going to debut at number 1 and is probably going to be outsold by an album in its 6th week, albeit by Taylor Swift, nobody would believe you. But that's what it's looking like. So that's something to look forward to. These are all the new releases from last week, so I'm just I really just copied them over. But yeah, anything else on this list that you could foresee making some splashes? I think Selena Gomez's and Blackpink's Ice Cream, that's another pop song, will probably be on there. Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia probably will see a bump from its deluxe finally being counted. Anything else you guys think will land?
Well, I have a couple. Definitely SZA Hit Different featuring Ty Dolla $ign. I see, because people have been going crazy over that song. It's been 3 years for SZA, so definitely see that making an impact. I don't know if this counted, but Tap In, the remix. I don't know if that's the remix that's on the chart or not, but I don't know if that's gonna come in. Those numbers are gonna come until next week, so I definitely.
When did the remix come out?
It says upcoming, so I'm assuming that was last week. So that's what I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay. So I think those numbers will give a positive effect to that, and maybe I hope Cordae and Roddy Ricch Gifted, because that song's just so good. That song's just so good. That song's just so good. So really good. That's like the best possible way you could do like a mainstream type collab, basically, rap collab.
It's pretty cool.
Like it a lot. So yeah. So yeah. No, it's fine. Okay, let's get to these new releases. I'm pretty stupid because I said SZA for Hit Different for next week, but because I'm joking, it's just
Chris Stapleton. Did that come out last week or did that come out this week?
It came out last week.
Okay.
So
he's a country artist.
So for these new releases, I think we would all agree the big one. Oh wow, 6ix9ine came out with the album. Who cares? But
apparently, I struggled with whether I should put it in here or not. And Nnamdi and I made the executive decision that we should. So.
Executive without Noah. Interesting. Okay.
Exactly. Executive.
Nah, this Big Sean Detroit 2 album I think was the big release of the week that people were really looking forward to. It's been 3 years for Big Sean since his last album, which was I Decided in 2017.
High school.
That was Moves, right? I Got the Moves.
I Got the Moves. Yeah.
And Bounce Back. Yeah.
And maybe since his collab with Metro Boomin, I don't remember which one.
Or 2088. 2088 I think was after.
No, that was before. No.
Ago.
That was like 2016.
2088 was before I Decided.
Yeah. So yeah, did y'all get a chance to listen to it?
I did. It was very long.
Very long.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I think like upon first listen I liked it, and then the second time I listened to it I was like, okay, I can skip some of these songs. But definitely like it's a very solid like first 5-6 songs. I was really disappointed that like Stevie Wonder wasn't on a song or Erykah Badu wasn't on a song, even though like they did give like good I guess little interludes or stories, but I thought it was good. It was a fine album. I think it's his best album to date. So
yeah, I've only given it one listen, so I don't want to be like too harsh on it, but I think it's okay for a first listen. I definitely agree there's some songs I can skip around. Definitely that middle part is a little choppy for me, the middle part of the album, the meat of the album, as you would say. But definitely some really good songs. I definitely would say it's his most complete and well thought out project, I would say. But I'll give it more listens, so yeah.
I already kind of told you guys how I feel about it. I absolutely think this is Big Sean's best project, so I'll say it first. I think it's his best album as far as being cohesive, as far as lyricism, and as far as this general like just quality. I think it's his best. It's long. It's an hour and 21 minutes. How many tracks are here? 21 tracks. I'm sorry, an hour and 11 minutes, 21 tracks. We're in an age right now where a lot of the albums we've talked about have been about 40, 45 minutes, just easy to listen to multiple times. And I think that helps it. I think when you're forced to kind of refine something and get rid of some songs, you're left with the best of the best, right?
Concise.
And I think this album could have used that for a couple songs. So again, I think this album is a good album that could have been a great album had like maybe 6 or 7 songs been left off. Not even that, maybe even 5 or 6. Again, if you ask me what song I think is whack or what song I would immediately skip, I kind of don't really know what I would tell you. I just know that they're there. I just know that they're on there. So I guess that's what I'd say about it. Are there any tracks that you guys did like or didn't like that at least stood out to you?
Oh, on Detroit. My favorite song easily is "Lucky Me." That's easily the best song. I mean, the best Big Sean song because he had a lot of features. But I actually wish he had more tracks where he had just him on it because it was a lot. It was feature heavy. Basically, every track was a feature, which I feel like Big Sean was gone for Big Sean fans. I mean, I don't know how they feel about it.
It's like just him. I thought I could hear I think there was a song where you could hear like Travis Scott in it, but like he wasn't featured in it.
Yeah,
so, the ones that were just him. Or, like had other artists.
I wish it was more just him since we've been waiting 3 years on it. So, but
that song back as a hit.
Definitely "Lucky Me" is the what song?
"Guard Your Heart."
I was just gonna say that song is amazing. I love that. Yeah. It's a really good song. And
Anderson .Paak kills that. Dawn Life, I really like that Michael Jackson sample. And I like Still I Rise a lot. I'm a big fan of Dom Kennedy. So
I never listened, so I was like really pleasantly surprised. I really liked what I heard.
From Dom Kennedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's a West Coast guy. He's really good.
You guys have kind of named all the songs that I thought were big standouts. I will add, of course, Deep Reference, which we've already talked about, and Body Language, which I actually did enjoy, and I can see that probably being like the R&B single they send out or something. That is what goes to that radio.
Oh, I also like Wolves. Actually, Post Malone was solid. I actually see that being...
You guys, I want to start this dialogue with Post Malone because Post Malone is an artist who I probably have said I've disliked so long for reasons that aren't centered around his music. Because his album came out, we talked about it. I didn't dislike his album. I think now that he's trying to veer into rock more, I think that's kind of fitting. But I don't think it's bad. And I think that is probably one of the better songs on this album. So
I'm a Post Malone fan. And I was like, to me, this sounded like a Post Malone song featuring Big Sean.
Like, I agree.
Like, it sounded something that could have been on his album.
I agree. That's actually one of my other gripes. Like every song he tries to sound like the person that's on it. But
you really think though? You really think that's do you really think that's the case?
Deep Reference, it's like really a West Coast beat. He's trying. I mean, it's like he tried to do what the other artist is doing, but it's not bad. It's just I don't want to get stuck on Big Sean, with all this. There's all these other great
this isn't a review episode. Yeah. Maybe it possibly should have been. Maybe we'll go back and do albums of the summer review. But anyway, let's keep it pushing. SZA hit different. Probably is gonna have a big splashy debut on the charts. I don't really know what 6ix9ine's album's gonna do. I don't really know if people listen to him.
I don't even know.
Went to number 1 and the next one went to number 100. Like debuted at 100. So I don't really.
Who knows?
Are y'all listening to it? Because
I'm not listening. Ari Lennox was also good too. I gotta say that.
And I didn't listen.
Yeah, the Ari Lennox was really good. And I didn't listen to Bryson Tiller, but I will listen since I'm all of a sudden a Bryson Tiller stan out of nowhere. That's your guy. That's my guy out of nowhere from like 5 years ago, but I digress. But okay.
Did you listen to the Chloe Halle remix?
I did not.
I liked it. I think Nnamdi didn't like it that much.
I didn't dislike. I didn't. Okay, I just didn't like. I like the original better. I'm just gonna leave it at that and keep it pushing.
That's fair.
It's a song that is such kind of like this great lo-fi kind of chill, relaxed song, and it's not that anymore with all these features. So, great placement. I get why the collab works. I think I'll still listen to the original. Phineas. Anyone listen to him? Big fan of Phineas. I liked his album, his last EP. I think he had.
I did. It was really good. A good song.
Is he pop?
He's Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Billie Eilish's brother.
Yeah, he's the one that writes all her music and produces all her music and all that.
Okay. Do we know where we are with time? I wish we had a timer. Where are we? This is like 15 in, right?
Yeah, we're
estimating.
20-ish.
Yeah, 20-ish. We'll be fine. Does he self-produce all his music?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's dope. I'll check him out.
He's really dope. I think actually you would like his projects.
I enjoy Billie Eilish. I'm actually liking her more and more. Actually, I told Avery that. So yeah.
Shout out to her out home tiny desk, which I don't know if you guys watched it, but Phineas was the one sitting next to her in that.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it. But...
Wow, I sent it to you guys.
I didn't watch it. I mean, I didn't. So,
and I'm sure a lot more music came out, but we'll never get to all the songs. So anyway, kudos to all the new releases this week. Over in headlines, you guys, a lot of this, the first 2 of these are really about how we have a shifting music industry. To start, BTS's Dynamite, like I mentioned, it debuted at number 1. This is the group's first number 1 song. A lot of the reason this group was able to go to number 1 is because they have a very dedicated fan base who did this for them. But what this article talks about is how they kind of had everything stacked against them. This wasn't supposed to happen for BTS, right? We have a radio stations typically will play English only songs. this kind of fits into that mold. Dynamite is one of the very few English-only BTS songs that they've released. The group has said it's not going to change them. We're going to keep on, rapping in Korean, but still, it's kind of this idea that in order to kind of make it in America, you have to be willing to, at least in some way, I was going to say whitewash. I didn't know if that was the word, but you have to at least in some way choose to.
No, that's fine. You can say that.
Cater to the audience, I guess, a little bit more.
Americanize.
Become a westernized yourself. But I guess this is saying, are we now at a place, now that they were able to do it, get a number one, put South Korea on the map again? Do we expect to see more of this, or do we think this is more so just like they got lucky because it was an English sound, it was a song in English, and they have a fan base, and it's been there weren't that many other new debuts. Like, what do you guys kind of think about that?
Well, I don't think it's lucky because they have a huge fan base in America and in South Korea and internationally. So, but specifically America, since it's number one on the U.S. charts. I don't think it's lucky. I mean, they made an English sounding song, so then the radio can play it, and people, it's more accessible for the American audience that obviously already loves them. So, I mean, it's not really lucky to me. It's just like oh, they kind of felt like, yo, let's make this American song, get this number one, and get out.
Or I think maybe the better way I'll phrase this question for you, Avery, so you'll answer is, Despacito was a song that was English but was really in Spanish, and a lot of people say open the door for Latino artists. Do you think this song will now open the floodgates for South Korean artists to debut in your top 5 at number 1 on the US chart?
I think it's still too early to predict a trend, because I think we tried to do that with Despacito, right? But then you realize, like, okay, that's a completely Spanish song that was remixed by Justin Bieber, who sang in English and in Spanish in the song. And then we thought maybe that will like open the doors for someone like, Bad Bunny or Daddy Yankee, who's on the song, to place on those charts again. And it just didn't happen. And now I think like I would love to see BTS have like a song that they sing or rap in like all Korean that would chart on here. I think that would be a better indicator, but I wonder if it's just going to take for them to keep releasing English singles to keep placing on these charts.
I just can't say it's going to open the floodgates because, you're talking about Latino music. There's a bunch of popular artists like that we can name that are really popular that we've discussed on here. You know what I'm saying? With BTS, that's the only one that I really see in the American audience that really is that popular, that I know of at least. So I don't see it opening the floodgates, but it could open the floodgates for them even more, but not for the, South Korean.
I think we might see
audience.
Other K-pop groups come out with English music if they haven't already. I don't know, I'm not the expert on this, but if they haven't already, maybe they will start trying to come out with more English music to get more popular here. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think you could definitely see it. This is BTS's, I want to say, second top 5. They had another song called On, which was in Korean, that peaked at number 4 on this chart. So hopefully something happens more. The other South Korean group, Blackpink, they're coming out with that Selena Gomez songs. Maybe they'll have a big splashy debut too. We'll just have to see. And I guess equally about genre shifting, Katy Perry released her album Smile. The album has been met with mixed reviews, both critically, commercially. I think it's expected to debut somewhere in the top 5. And this article started out as a review of the album, right? But that's not really what the focus of it to me is. Sort of about how much consumer listening habits has shifted. 10 years ago, Katy Perry was probably one of the biggest pop acts globally. She has to date the most followers on Twitter, one of the most followed accounts on Instagram. She had one album that spawned 6 number 1 singles, which just doesn't happen.
Incredible.
Golly.
Yeah, I think it was Teenage Dream, that one. She followed
Catch Up Drake, Catch Up Taylor.
She followed up with another album that had 2 number 1 songs on it. She just has consistently been this huge force. And now, 2017, she came out with an album that, kind of was, whatever, maybe it wasn't all that great. And now she's kind of finding it hard to stick. And it makes you kind of think, and this article does that, it goes a little bit deeper. Pop acts in general, pop isn't that genre anymore. Pop isn't necessarily the genre that can give you that big number 1 song that's on the chart for weeks, that sells hundreds of thousands of units, that goes gold, platinum instantly. You don't really see that in the genre anymore. If you think about the people that are considered the big pop stars of the 2010s, right? Rihanna does more R&B now. Pink kind of went rock, doesn't really come out as often as she does. Katy Perry kind of struggling. Lady Gaga kind of struggled, had to kind of go to the acting thing and come back out. And even now, her album, I think, did 300K. They're not pulling the same kind of weight they used to, because now what's the dominant genre?
Rap.
Right? So it's a really interesting article about how, as a whole, we've just kind of abandoned pop in favor of R&B, rap, hip hop. Do you guys see, what do you guys think about that? And if so, do you think hip hop will extend its dominance for times to come?
Well, I think this is a really interesting time for hip hop because something with pop and rock and all these other genres, I think people forget hip hop is a very, very, very young genre.
Yeah.
It's only about 30 years old, honestly, 30, 40-ish years, which is pretty young. Pop, the pop sound, although it's changed, pop, I guess you would say, has been around, I guess you would say, a lot longer than rap. And I think rap just had the chance to grow. And we're kind of at the time now where like the people who listen to hip hop when it first came out are now older. And now people are growing into hip hop when it's getting popular. And it's just kind of just grown into this. We got to see how long hip hop will be number one. I don't know if it'll be the number one genre 20 years from now. I don't know. Pop might come back. But I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily a pop issue because we still have pop acts that are doing really well. But
like who?
I could still say, obviously Taylor Swift is still a pop act, but she's not really doing pop music necessarily strictly. It's tough. Lady Gaga, Lady Gaga, Weeknd is kind of, he's doing R&B, but I still think he's kind of moving towards that pop sound. I'm not saying it's most dominant. Billie Eilish for sure. I don't think it's dead, but it's definitely lost a step as a whole, as a genre. I don't think the genre is as strong as it was 10 years ago, but yeah, it's definitely acts.
So I think someone who's really important to look at if you're talking about pop music right now is like someone like Charli XCX, right? So she kind of
that's your girl.
That's my girl, I know. But like I think she is like, I just thought about this. Like I do think she's really interesting to look at when you're talking about this topic, because she did burst on the scene in the mid 2010s as like this pop act, right? Like this kind of genre pop act, and she wasn't doing anything super new, but it was just kind of like she was a new pop person out, right? And this was pointed out to me like a few weeks ago, where they're saying that when she came on the scene, she was like a broad representation of pop music, and then it wasn't really working out for her. Like obviously she had that hook on Fancy, and she had like, what was that one song? Boom Clap, right?
Yeah.
But what it took for her to become successful, and what people love now about her, is that she had to narrow down her sound to become more niche in pop. And it says it right here in the subhead. It says, a decade ago, Katy Perry's sound was ubiquitous. Today it's niche. How did the genre defined by popularity become unpopular? Yeah. And I think that pop music, in order to become successful now, is like it's taken a backseat to hip hop, and you're gonna have to become more niche in order to like become successful.
Yeah. And honestly, last thing I'll say about this here, but if you even think about the acts that are doing well, think about how much they're really pop, as far as how pop would be described when Katy Perry was up top, The Weeknd may have a pop-ish single or two, but it's an R&B act. And even his pop is kind of like, you could argue R&B pop. Billie Eilish, she doesn't do your pure pop. She does kind of like her dark grunge, whatever type of thing. And Taylor Swift, she kind of does pop, but folklore wasn't. So I mean, like that, I can tell you, folklore wasn't pop. So it really is kind of an interesting shift to look at. And I guess it happens to all genres. Happened to rock, happened to pop. Hopefully it doesn't happen to hip hop, but if history says anything, I'm sure something new.
Things ebb and flow, right?
Things ebb and flow.
Yeah, exactly. In the 80s, 70s, it was rock music. 90s to pretty much now it was pop music, and now
I know we try to act like 10 years is a long time ago. It wasn't that long ago. I know in music everything's go, but 10 years wasn't that long ago. 10 years ago, pop was like undisputed, or pop and rock, I guess you would say, but like it was like up there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then only recently, in the last 3 years, it's been for hip hop. It has.
I would say, I don't know why 2015 feels like the year I would give it, but I will say 2015 feels like the year hip hop officially over.
I think it was 2016, 2017, because I remember Damn came out that time.
It was whatever year Black Beatles went to number one. That was when I was like, wow.
Oh, you kind of have to look at the rise of like Kanye and Drake and Kendrick to see like, okay, Kanye set the foundation for this. Drake really capitalized off of it, and Kendrick kind of doing a really niche thing that's still popular.
Actually, let me tell you when it started. You saw the trend when it was 50 Cent versus Kanye. And it was gangster rap versus this pop rap. Okay, pop rap, they want to call it. Weird rap, they call it back then. Backpack. And exactly,
and pop rap won. Honestly, yeah, no, you have
that was the big shift, and it was like, wow, this rap is obviously 50 was huge, obviously, but that's when it kind of took that trend. It was like, oh wow, this rap is
the direction we're going. No,
exactly.
Noah, you're so right, because even when that transition happened, you started to see more and more pop acts do the rap thing, or more and more rap acts try to do the pop, like the merging. Yeah, you're right. Agree with that. That's when I'll point to it as well. But that's enough of talking about pop. Where are we going to next?
TV ratings.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about that the most, so we're saving that for the last one. But VMAs, just a little update. The award shows happened. As we already know, next week on the charts, we're gonna see what the VMA bump looks like. But as far as what they saw now, Lady Gaga, The Weeknd, their two respective songs, Blinding Light and Rain on Me, saw a 95%, at least a 95% jump in sale activity post VMAs. I believe for Rain on Me, there was a 139% jump. Every single song that was performed, songs that won at least one Moon person saw an overall, that's not good.
They saw, never mind.
Wait, hold on. I'm like, is there a paragraph here I don't have? It says it ended up dipping by 8%, but I think that was like,
golly.
No, I'm missing
the VMAs didn't help.
No, I'm missing a sentence. It was like it went up, and then like after a couple of days it dipped by 8, and I don't
okay. It had
Avery, if you can actually scroll down just a bit, I may be able to find it in the article live.
It had an immediate jump, so
yeah, either way, I can say they all did well. But yeah, you guys,
wanna go to this last one?
Kudos to the VMAs. And I believe ratings for this year's show overall were pretty like consistent to last year's on TV, but on social, we're really, really like, there was a big boost. So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, this is where I really think we're going to start talking to you guys. Grammy eligibility season is officially over. So all albums that came out before this, before I think August 31st, are eligible for nominations.
Okay, interesting.
Just a couple predictions off the bat, and this article echoes that. Folklore is going to be nominated for Album of the Year. She's probably going to win it. It's kind of frustrating. It's not frustrating. It was a great album, okay? So let me not knock Taylor Swift. But I Wanted After Hours, which also is probably going to be nominated to pull that award, and I just don't think, knowing the way the Grammy tends to go, 25 over Lemonade, Taylor Swift.
Watch this Fiona Apple album win Album of the Year.
Honestly, probably.
That caused rave reviews when that came out.
And I try to go back to that album to listen because I want to be to the point where like, all the critics love it. So like, I understood why.
To me, that album is like walking around an art museum. And and everyone else is like, wow, this is so profound. And I'm like, I understand that there's a really heartbreaking story behind this and all that. But I need to go back. I need to go back and listen to it.
But this is just to say, what do you guys think the Grammys are going to like this year? Especially considering we're going to have our two new categories, progressive R&B being one of them.
Maren Moore is on here. She's from Arlington. She's from Dallas.
Yeah.
I think we should show her some love.
So I think like for sure record of the year, we'll see Savage. I could see probably Rain on Me, Blinding Lights. Maybe Rockstar. By the Baby.
Lil Baby song. The bigger picture.
Wait a second. Is Roddy Ricch gonna be this year? Is he gonna be the next one coming? No, he's not.
He's right here.
Is he? But is his album gonna be eligible for this year, or did it pass? Like,
it came out in December, right?
Yeah, but it was passed. So it wasn't for the one.
It'll be eligible because it came out in December. So it was after the eligibility period would have closed for that year's Grammys.
I'm really interested in how he's gonna do, considering it came out late and it's already been like really far. People feel like the album came out like a long time ago. It was the end of 2019, so it was going into 2020. So I'm interested in how that's gonna do. Lil Uzi is another one. There was a lot of rap acts that I could see, winning awards, honestly. But it's gonna be really crowded. It's gonna be really crowded though.
I think you're gonna see a lot of rap acts, because they have those new categories that are literally designed to target the rap acts that have been ignored for so long, or the hip hop acts that have been ignored for so long. They're not on here, but I could see Chloe and Halle getting a nom for R&B, because I do think. I think to this point they still released one of the better R&B albums this year.
I want them to, but they're still kind of underrated. I know we know people that really love it, and we love them too. I don't know if.
But Grammys has given underrated albums and people attention before. Remember that year Esperanza Spalding won Best New Artist over Justin Bieber? I'm sure you don't remember. That's a weird Nnamdi fact. But that was in like 2011 or something, 2010. And that was it. I remember it was people were ready to riot because this like little jazz singer that nobody knew anything about beat Justin Bieber for Best New Artist. It's like it happens.
Sure. I hope they do. I'm not saying that. I'm not hope they don't, but.
Do you guys think a hip hop act can win Album of the Year over a pop act this year?
Not this year.
No,
what would it be?
I don't know. But I mean, like,
if To Pimp or Butterfly or like Good Kid, Mad City, or like did My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy can't win like Album of the Year? I'm like, I don't know what can, honestly.
The fact that Kendrick Lamar lost to Macklemore, that popped up on my timeline again.
I'm just so confused. Like, there's a lot of rap acts. Like, I'm pretty sure there's only a couple that have won. I'm thinking. I think
that I've won Album of the Year.
Yeah, I think Outkast has won Album of the Year. Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill did. I think she won.
Lauryn Hill won Album of the Year, but she wasn't even really rap. She's rap inspired, rap influenced. But it has not been a lot of rap acts that have won Album of the Year, which is actually surprising considering how many amazing rap acts have come out in the last 10 years.
I mean, snubs are gonna. There's always snubs.
It's gonna happen, but yeah.
Which Outkast album was it?
Oh, I think it might have been the one where they had
the black and white cover, or like the black and white.
The one where they had like the separate albums, maybe. It's like one album was Andre. I think. I gotta.
That makes sense. Speaker Box, The Love Below. First,
yes, I think.
2004.
Yes, Speaker Box. Yep. That Speaker Box, Love Below.
Fair. That deserved it.
Yeah, that deserved it because that was a huge album. That honestly defined my childhood.
Well, that's actually incredible because it's basically 2 albums with the 2 different artists. They basically did their own thing.
They were. I feel like they popularized that because I remember. Who was it? Ray Shremmer did that.
Ray Shremmer did it.
This is 2 hours long.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of, so let's keep on moving. So our podcast isn't 2 hours long this week. But yeah, I guess we'll look forward to seeing what the Grammy nominees look like. I know who I want to see. I'm calling Folklore the winner right now. Weekend, buddy. I thought it should have been U2.
I want Blinding Lights to win. I mean, not Blinding Lights. After Hours to win. I want After Hours to win Album of the Year, but
me too.
We'll see.
So this week's main topic, you guys. So Labor Day is coming up. That's when I typically mark the end of summer because that's when pools normally close. And as a child, that meant summer was over this year. So I figured it'd be a good time to look back and talk about what sort of our summer has looked like in regards to music. Now, typically, we can do a songs of the summer discussion because there's almost always a release or an album that has encapsulated the season. Last year, Old Town Road? The year before, I can't remember, but I'm sure it was something big. Drake dominated a couple years.
2018 was last year was Old Town Road. 2018 was Kiki. You love
me
and My Feelings.
Yeah, My Feelings. If my memory was better.
2017 was Humble. That's what I said for 2017.
2016 was that One Dance. Pretty good. 2015.
Oh, One Dance might have been 2016. 2016 was One Dance. Yep. See, look, we got it. We got the last 3 songs. We got the last 4 years of summer.
There's typically a song that defines the summer. So I was like, what could that be for us now? So Billboard has this handy dandy song of the summer chart that they've been doing. I believe the first week they did this, Rain on Me was #1. Right now they have Rockstar #1. And just looking at this list, do any of these songs feel like they were the power releases that dominated summer? For those of you who are listening, in order is Rockstar, Blinding Lights, Savage, What's Poppin', Roses in your top 5. Watermelon Sugar at #6.
I think Blinding Lights was kind of everywhere for a long time. That's been out since January, or maybe earlier than that.
You know what's so crazy? We're saying songs of summer. We're kind of talking like songs of the quarantine, songs of the COVID.
True.
Even though
had a summer.
Yeah, the summer. I mean, people are still outside doing their thing, but
Savage was a moment when that happened. I remember when that dropped, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, did they collab? Did that song come out? Is it out?" And that was a moment. I remember.
Which song?
Savage.
Savage. Yeah.
Beyonce.
It's very interesting. This is a very interesting year because we've obviously had a lot of music this year, but it hasn't been the #1 acts have come out. Taylor Swift came out, but Drake didn't come out. Kendrick didn't come out. I can't think of it. Beyonce didn't come out. I think of bigger artists. I think of a bunch of big artists. It hasn't been that kind of. It's been a lot of artists who are if you look at these top songs, DaBaby, it's a popular artist. You know what I'm saying? But he's not going to say he's the top of the top most popular artist in the world.
Right. This is just this week too. So similar to the Hot 100, they're just looking at radio play and stuff. So this.
Yeah, for sure. But this is actually a pretty good list, and considering all these songs have been really up there for songs of the summer. When I think of songs of the summer, though, I definitely think Rockstar for sure. I don't listen to that song a lot, but definitely Rockstar comes up a lot. Savage and What's Poppin'. for sure. What's Poppin' might be up there. Even though What's Poppin' came out early this year, it's grown even during the summertime. So that's what I think about when I think of the most popular.
Got a memorable music video too. The Lemonade video.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Wait, for What's Poppin'? I have not listened. I have not watched that video.
Oh, well, it's just a lyrical Lemonade video. Like,
there's two. There's the one with him, and then there's the remix. So
the remix music video is not as good.
It's not as good. It's kind of like basic.
It's literally just them in like a studio dance.
Studio with lights. So yeah.
With what, Noah?
Blinding lights? With blinding lights?
Oh, okay.
With blinding lights?
That was a good music video. Blinding lights.
It was, and that's what I'm saying, y'all. I feel like for me, the songs of summer, or the 16 weeks of quarantine, whatever you want to call it, really were kind of like the songs that were already big going into the season. Like the songs that came to mind for me, Blinding Lights, that came out end of January, February. What's Poppin'? That's been out for a minute. Say So, that's been out for a minute. But I feel there has not been a song that's just, the songs of the summer are normally like inescapable. Like no matter where you turn, there it is. And I just don't know what that song would be. Like I want to say Savage, but that isn't at its peak popularity anymore. And I don't think it really has been throughout summer. I think when it was hit its peak, it was like April, May. I
think it's just been tough because, you know, we think about songs of summer, you think about people going to day parties, you know, people at the bar and stuff like whatnot. And it's kind of easier to measure because nobody's outside. So people are like kind of listen to these same popular songs over and over again, like this like list. But you know, when people out, there's like that one song that people play at the end that's gonna keep going on. Like we said, In My Feelings was that song. You know, Old Town Road was that song. It just kind of hasn't been that kind of year that's kind of just taken over. Because you know, remember when Old Town Road, it was like not even just like a music thing, but it was like it swept the country. It was on the news.
Cultural phenomenon.
It became a cultural phenomenon. I don't know if we've had a cultural phenomenon type song this year. I
also like to point out that out of these top 10, only 2 did not have TikTok trends with them.
Really?
And that's like Rain on Me and Circles. But the rest of these, after the top 5, is Watermelon Sugar, Say So, and then Blueberry Faygo. All were big TikTok trends at some point this year or late last year. So
yeah.
And I told y'all they were not gonna let TikTok go down, man. It's too much.
Hey, we still got
too much business on the line.
If it came 10 days. Yeah, if it came out earlier, WAP might have been that song because it was such like a news event and like so many people were talking about that aren't in music. That's what I think about Thong of Summer. Is like, oh my gosh, politicians are talking about it. It's on the news. People are like, oh my gosh, my kids are listening. Like that's what I thought about, but it's kind of still really new. So I don't know if it could. You know, it didn't run the summer yet.
It's only been out like for 4 weeks. I guess we'll see how it holds up with time. Rain on Me, maybe. I'll give that something. That song has been kind of pretty escapable. As far as pop goes, I feel like there's been like anytime I listen to the radio, that song comes on. Yeah, I can say that with certainty.
Yeah, but I know we've been talking about
that. I didn't like that face me when I brought up Rain.
I mean, it was just we did Rain on Me, but like a couple 10 minutes ago we were talking about how pop is kind of hurting now.
Oh well, no, it is, but I'm still saying I think if anything, the point is before you'd probably see like 5 more pop songs on this list. Now you have 1, and everything else is hip hop.
Yeah,
for sure. I think I think it's
and Harry Styles too, but for sure. I feel that. I know this is something else we had on here. The most acclaimed. I don't know how we're judging the most acclaimed
critics.
Critically, this is actually really interesting because I don't know if people are critically acclaiming songs of the summer, which is interesting. I don't know how people are judging that, but
it's just not what people are saying was the song of the summer. Just in your opinion.
Exactly. Like the best quality.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have mine. I know mine.
I mean, honestly, this is that tough to me.
Mine I have.
It's not that tough.
Avery, what's yours?
Mine, if I'm thinking of a song that like encapsulates what happened, like around.
He's about to say Phoebe Bridgers.
No, I'm saying Lockdown by Anderson .Paak.
Oh, that is a great song. Okay,
Okay.
I'm with you.
Okay.
That perfectly encapsulates what we were going through.
Wait, remix or original?
Oh, the original.
J-Rock has weird anti-vax.
Okay, hold on. So is this kind of a mixture of acclaimed, like our personal favorites and acclaims?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. No, yeah. Because
it's a acclaimed song, right?
No, for sure. Acclaimed song for sure. Ooh, this actually makes it interesting. Now I'm about to bring it back. This is not a popular song whatsoever, but it did encapsulate what's been going on since the quarantine and like that time on. I gotta get the exact song. Hold on. I'm coming right now. This encapsulates the whole thing. I'm going with Walking in the Snow by Run the Jewels. I hit you with that. Okay, we get it there, okay? This song isn't by no means a song you party to, by no means a song you get hype over, but it encapsulates essentially what's going on from quarantine till now. Like, they talk about everything in that song, literally. They talk about the racial issues, which have been the forefront for that. I mean, I don't care what the news is covering. It's happening. It's still going on. People are really care about that ish still. It encapsulates everything in terms of acclaim, because that song is just incredible in my opinion. And obviously, it's still one of the best albums of the year. But that song is incredible. Also, I just gotta say Blinding Lights, because it's just great. It's just a good song. Yeah, it's just the best quality. I'm looking through my stuff, and y'all, I think Blinding Lights may be the song. I think we might just have to give it to The Weeknd, because it was released so early, and I think if anything that just speaks to its strength, like the fact that it's still like as popular as it is. Like, it's still in the top 5 on most charts, you know. I might just have to give it to that. I say that because it's not only one of the most popular, it's one of the best, like in terms of like quality of music. Mm-hmm. That's kind of.
And the week it came out, seems like a long time ago, but the week it came out was the week when the George Floyd video came out, when Walking in the Snow came out. So I remember that. Like, it was literally released that week, and then the bars on Walking in the Snow were like eerily like, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
So perfectly applied to what happened that week. So.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, so now we got to talk about our personal favorites. This can include, the poppy songs, the songs that are the most popular. Your personal favorites, though. This can be your underground, nobody knows about. Avery, it's your chance to get your Charlie XCX off. It's time to get your Phoebe Bridgers off. It's time to get your, who else does Avery listen to? You know what I'm saying? It's time to get that off.
I mean, I feel like Lockdown is like a personal favorite that's also...
Okay.
Like, I got a list of personal favorites that probably don't fit any of these other categories that everybody is still on. Let's from the top, Jaguar by
Victoria Monet.
Victoria Monet. I was like, what is wrong with me? Jaguar Victoria Monet is probably still one of my all-time favorite songs this year. The album's good, but the song itself, you guys, it's like maybe 80s influence, but it just makes you feel that song.
It makes you feel something.
It makes you feel something.
Song. That is a standout.
So I've already put it on 97 Demo. I may do it twice because that's just how good it is. What else? Exile by Taylor Swift. Depressing, but boy, is that a song. Look, I don't normally shout out Taylor Swift that much because she's already at the top. She don't need to hear what I have to say.
So don't shout out.
That song, that one, that's a hit. That's a personal favorite for Nnamdi.
Anything else for you, buddy?
What else? Hey, I ain't done yet. Let me go to my library. What have I been saving recently?
I wish Laugh Now Cry Later came out in like May.
Oh,
because that would have been such a fun song to listen to.
See, that's the thing with WAP and Laugh Now Cry Later. They would have been fighting if they came out like at the beginning of the song. They would have been fighting for like
I love
dominance.
That song.
That's a great song.
I really love that song.
Great song.
Yeah. Do you guys remember? Well, that's not really a song.
I also want to point out to our audience that we would have had more links here if this year wasn't so bad, and there were actually publications putting out lists of songs this summer. I looked
for sure.
Well, it may come later.
But this is better anyway. We don't care. We're a publication, guys.
I just want to point that out. Like, there's two things here, and I don't even feel like going to one of them.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
It was like nothing.
Yeah. What about any more, Nnamdi? You got to list off, or we want to get to Avery?
Wait, what did O Magazine say?
Oh, you want to go through these? They had like a list.
I'm kind of interested in what Oprah's opinion was.
I also thought we could maybe go through Obama's, but I didn't think you had anything.
Obama had some old songs on there.
He did some old songs on there.
Actually, y'all, I just forgot. Chloe and Halle deserve more. Also, I think Do It. I think it should be a Song of the Summer candidate.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the greatest snubs in history will be them losing best quarantine performance at the VMAs. Because boy, if there's anyone that has been consistently slaying, like just killing, it's a great song. These performances is definitely Chloe and Halle. Yeah. Tap In, maybe that's becoming more popular. No,
I mean, it's becoming more popular.
I'm talking about your personal favorites.
Physical by Dua Lipa.
That's a good song. That's a good song. That's a good song.
This song.
Yo pero la sola.
That song's so good. This album did not get enough love, by the way. I don't even think I ever brought it up or put it in my project week. This Time Out.
Kyoto's on here, guys.
Kyoto.
Okay, shut up. Oprah got some interesting. I don't think this is Oprah actually made this, but
they have the Black Lives Matter remix of Rockstar on here from the BET Awards, right? Was that when they did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. Hey, Nnamdi, look.
Okay, I didn't. Just go to the next one. Mama Cita by Black Eyed Peas. Ooh, next one.
Nnamdi's.
I didn't. It wasn't. It is what it is.
Okay. Blueberry Faygo. The song's great. I get the song stuck in my head every time I see the cover or something.
I'm like, this isn't. This is. Oh well. Okay.
Come and Go by Juice WRLD. No.
Yeah, this still isn't.
Burna Boy.
Oh, that is a great song though. That is a good song.
Do It. There you go. Do It.
I told you.
This song's great. This song did not get
TK and Rosalia and Travis Scott.
Yeah, this song's awesome.
I have to ask though. We've been talking about a lot about these lists that other people care about. I'm really interested in y'all lists.
I'm just kind of curious to see, for the sake of other people, because for like the acclaimed part, this is what I meant by acclaimed. Like, what are the
best songs?
But I guess no. Let's. I'm with you, buddy. So what else are you thinking?
No.
Let's start.
All right.
No, I'm saying this is fine. It's just like I was more interested in like what y'all feel like, because although all these songs are great, it's kind of like, and actually I'm really.
This is a good pick.
This is a good.
It's too early.
It came out too early, and it didn't last as long either.
Life wasn't good after it came out.
Life is not good. And people aren't feeling as good about it.
But let me, y'all. It may be easier to think about this like by genre. So if you were to think about rap, what have been the rap songs that have really stood time and defined our quarantine or summer, or however you feel? I know what I can thought a couple names if you want me to.
Define our quarantine.
I guess just define our pandemic. Like summer, sure, but like you guys have mentioned, this is kind of the songs of quarantine, if anything. So like, what have been the rap songs you have gone back to the most? The songs that you feel have given you peace, if anything, or that you've enjoyed the most? Like,
so I'm confused. Are we on our personal favorites now, or are we
personal?
Are we on personal favorites?
Yeah. Okay. I guess personal favorites and deserve better could be one of the same, because a lot of my personal favorites deserve better. So
I have Time Flies by Drake. I
was gonna say we don't. Time. Oh, good one.
Yeah,
good one, Avery.
Chicago Freestyle.
Chicago Freestyle.
You took it. I was gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. Okay, now I'm gonna name some of mine. Oh, dang, you took mine. Oh, I was gonna say Chicago Freestyle for sure, easily. Oh man, this is actually kind of tough.
Serial by IDK. I love that song.
Serial by IDK. Good song. This is very tough, guys. Wow. Okay, I have to say this because for me personally, this is not rap, but this is R&B, but I don't care. I have to say this because it's my album of the year still. I will still say F the World, the song.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the song.
I do love that song because of you. No, I love that song because of you.
That song, even though it doesn't have a summer feel. And I'll say this on that album too. Lost Kids Get Money. So.
Oh, song that deserved better, and this is, I guess it's not really rap, but it is rap because who's on it? Ego Death by Ty Dolla $ign. That was such a good song.
Oh,
and people paid it dust. I've done my ego and I walked away.
Oh, I have Perfect by Logic in my saved music.
Oh, Lord.
I love that song.
No, let's not do that. We like that album.
Oh, we do like that album.
That was the only one that didn't like that song. So
that song is...
It's good. It's good.
I'll say Faith by The Weeknd. This is another favorite. It's not even a single, but it is. Oh my God!
That's a lot. Just that whole album was a good quarantine.
What a song!
What else?
I also got this. I've been listening to this a lot. Georgia Smith, Rose Rouge. That jazzy one.
Bro, that song is so good.
We want the album. We ready, Georgia? We ready? Want the album? I'm ready.
Aquí Mando Bacaluches.
Oh,
that song was good.
That was actually really interesting.
Yeah.
I was ready for that too, and I love that EP too. The EP came
I have Guys by the 1975 on here. Love that song.
Just name all your favorite artists, Avery.
Because at this point, that's what the conversation has become. It's not even there's not even a time frame. It's just, what are you guys listening to?
Yeah.
No. I definitely feel you though, but it's been really interesting because I don't know if I've had that kind of feel with my music this year because of like the climate we're in.
Yeah.
It's like the songs I like that are summary type feel, but the songs I've kind of been in has been kind of like
they're sad.
They're reflective and they're really deep and they're really like talking about effed up.
Because that's how kind of how you feel this quarantine, you know? Is it
kind of how I'm feeling? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this is personal. This is not a song of summer or anything. This is just me being like a stan right now. I just want the Isaiah Rashad album, so I want Why I Worry. That's why I'm not gonna act like he just didn't release a song. He just disappeared. I want the album still, so I'm still gonna say that. But
put it out in the universe.
So Isaiah, if you're listening.
Put it out. If you're listening. But
did y'all see that like viral video? The girl, I think I sent it to the group chat. The girl who was like,
that girl's like in 2017. They all stopped.
She's like, in 2017, that's the last time Bryson Tiller put out an album. Who was it with? Rihanna. Now, I'm not saying she's a ringleader. It was the funniest thing I've watched in a while. I cracked up. Get her on the pod.
But I think we kind of touched on this too. What are some of the songs that deserve better? That didn't.
I will say
better?
Any Chloe and Halle release, I think it deserved better.
I definitely agree with that.
Lockdown by Anderson .Paak.
Anderson .Paak as a whole is another artist who
Anderson
always deserves better.
But yeah, it's Lockdown.
Lockdown deserved better. This is actually, y'all gonna be surprised. Saweetie, Tap In deserved better.
I think Tap In's gonna get better.
Tap In deserved better.
Been rising steadily on that chart.
It deserved better.
And some of those songs that rise consistently get to number one like that. So like it jumped from 41 to 31. I think it's only gonna go higher. Now, if anything, it just makes me think about how the VMAs chose performances. Because y'all, post VMAs, we didn't really talk about this, and this is a different subject. There are so many artists that should have performed, and so many performances we got that we just didn't. There wasn't a WAP performance. You're telling me Meg Thee Stallion was nominated for an award for Savage, and we did not get a WAP performance? I'm surprised Sweetie didn't perform Tap In. Taylor Swift didn't make any appearances. Like, there was I'm kind of curious.
She made an appearance, but it was like, she was like, hey guys, really thank you so much for the...
I won again.
Yeah,
thanks.
Literally, she was like on her phone. Oh, I did it again. Okay, I'll just send it a video.
Like, maybe because they weren't in the eligibility period, they didn't want to perform, but I'm just shocked that, like, we didn't see some performances. Like, I thought Sweetie would have been, like, a sure.
I'm not gonna, I don't know this artist. I have listened to her album, but Flo Milli, a Flo Milli song deserves better.
Oh, no, Flo Milli. I listened to her song Weak while I was running.
Yeah, she has a couple songs. Flo Milli deserves
hearing
better.
That, her Weak while running.
That song became a moment for a little bit.
So.
A moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other songs that pop up when you think about songs of summer or songs that?
Honestly, just talk about any songs that make you think about quarantine, make you feel better about quarantine.
Make me feel better about. Well, it's just there's certain albums that I really listen to that really get me not in the mood, but really like kind of give a synopsis of kind of like where we're at during these unprecedented times. And definitely Avery pointed out Charlie XCX.
It's literally all about being at home.
It's being at home, which I really think is interesting. And I'm gonna keep going back to Run the Jewels, which we forgot about, y'all. Run the Jewels. I'm gonna keep going back to this. Like
we can't forget.
You can't forget. Even though the album was probably made like a couple weeks before, it just kind of encapsulated everything the country's going through right now during that time.
It's the week it came out, man.
The week it came out. It was incredible how everything kind of aligned during that time. And that's the album I think about that really resonates with me the most. Like it's not my top album, it's up there obviously, but it just resonates with me the most about, you know, everything we're going through during these last 8 months. And you can play it now, it's like, wow, they probably made this like a year ago and it still makes sense today, which is incredible. So yeah. What about you, Nnamdi? Any albums or that really resonate with you about how you feeling about this quarantine? Or these last 8 months?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was texting my father.
Hey, Dad.
You guys know I was looking down.
Hey, Dad.
Let me think. Honestly, the easiest way for me to do this is just go to my go-to playlist and see what I have been listening to. As far as whole albums,
that kind of give you a good feel of like if you listen to it, it's like, wow, this kind of basically summarizes the way this whole experience has been, kind of for you.
I have one. I just don't want to say it out loud.
Just say it. J Electronica.
It's worse.
Oh my gosh, say it.
She was in her white woman bag when she made Folklore, damn it. Like
that album. I knew it.
Like, oh my God. I'm sorry. For everyone who's listening, I promise I'm rap, I'm hip hop to the core. But
no, you're not. It's okay. It's okay.
Whenever I'm really feeling my heart's in the quarantine bag, that great cover, I tell ya.
It's a great album.
It gets you in the feels. I feel you.
I'm telling you, I don't think it's had its moment yet. Wait till the weather starts getting cold. That's when that album's really
when I'm driving home from work, y'all know what time I go in and out of work, or like when I'm up during my work shifts. Like when I needed to chill during that shift.
I definitely feel you, because I definitely feel the same way about Phoebe Bridgers when you think about what encapsulates kind of the times we're in. It definitely, not only of like the music, but kind of them talking about what went into making it.
Yeah. And like, truly, you guys, I don't think there's been a rap album that's really been catered to quarantine. Like low-key, Dark Lane.
What about DaBaby? He had a whole album when he got a mask on. Chill. I'm joking. Didn't
that come out in March?
No, that came out. Yeah, but that was the beginning of.
He had a mask on.
He had a mask on.
Yeah, but the whole album was recorded prior to the pandemic.
Hey.
The album art.
They had a mask on.
All he did was take a new album cover pic. Like, come on. He probably had that on before the pandemic hit. But like, okay, maybe the debate. But I really don't feel like there's been a.
No, I was joking.
I feel like the thing that made that Taylor Swift album great is it was just gloomy enough. It was like gloomy optimism enough for what we were going through, right? There hasn't been a rap album like that. King's Disease by Nas feels that way for me, and I think that's why I keep on going back to it. It's just the overall energy of big release. Let me walk that back. Big mainstream release, because there has been probably been a ton of underground artists who have. But yeah, that's really kind of.
I know it's a shock. It's a shock, but mine is Phoebe Bridgers. I know.
I said it. Well, I said that already too.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, crazy. It's totally not anything that I would ever pick. But Phoebe Bridgers is my pick for songs that remind me or albums that remind me of quarantine, and just every song on it.
Well, I did say Phoebe Bridgers.
I'm very proud of you.
But yeah.
No, yeah, we know. Oh.
One more, last one.
Oh, sorry. Pop Smoke. How did I forget? That's my album. I will say it's not quarantine-y, but I will say it's because of his passing.
Okay.
It does feel like it kind of fits with the 2020 like sadness, you know? Like,
got you. I got you.
Oh, that's who I'll throw that one too.
For sure. Projects of the week. Let's get it. What y'all been listening to this past week, man? What y'all been doing?
My first.
Yeah, go Avery. Go ahead.
All right, I've been meaning to get to this out. It came out like 2-3 weeks ago. I guess 2 weeks ago. It debuted on the charts this week. But yeah, this Bright Eyes album called Down in the Weeds, Where the World Once Was. Coolest album art I think I've ever seen, or one of the coolest album arts I've ever seen.
Can we see it? Can you pull it up?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Don't judge me for anything that's not here. Where is it? But it's about the front man Connor Oberst. He's a big. They've had a lot of fun. They've been around for a long time.
For our audio listeners, looks like roots with a bunch of
like people
falling into the sun and dying. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. My brother got the vinyl, and like on the vinyl, it's like orange. You can see the little people on it apparently.
Oh, that's interesting.
It looks like a series of birds flying into.
That's what it looks like. It looked like birds right now. So yeah.
I love this album. It's fantastic. It's great. I finally got around to it. It's great.
Avery, do I ever pop up on your friend activity thing?
Yes, you should be.
I don't like that. Hey, let's slow down. Y'all don't need to see what I've been listening to.
Where you at? Wait, you're not on here.
Okay, good. That's probably on purpose. I don't like that.
Sometimes you come.
Y'all need to see. What if I'm doing my guilty pleasure listens? I don't want you to see.
I'm really listening to Green Day right now. I mean, it's just shameless.
One day we're just gonna come on and show our Spotify libraries. Mine also, I think from last week. Now that I think about it, because I don't remember if I've had King Disease, or I think that was like what I had last week when we did the whole Black Panther thing. You guys, this is a great album. I'm just gonna say it. I have had enough time to digest it and listen to it enough times. This is a great album. I see why it wouldn't be certain people's taste. Honestly, I'm surprised Noah isn't the one praising this album, because I feel like this is very much so a Noah album. But I'm a big fan. I love Cardi 5, the Charlie Wilson collab. Ultra Black flows much better in the actual album itself than than I think when it was released as a standalone single. Anderson .Paak, call him seasoning salt. Just put him on anything and he makes it better.
He's a cheat code.
Honestly, because All Bad is a great song. I enjoyed Full Circle. I enjoyed 10 Points. There's not that many songs on here that I would outright skip. Replace Me, the Big Sean song on here, is what got me excited for Big Sean's album. And that's just the truth. So big fan of this. Encourage you all to listen. Shout out to Nas.
Noah, what was your album of the week?
This is actually not a new album. This album came out 14 years ago. Clips, Hell Hath No Fury.
Clips did not get back together when I saw it.
Well, first of all, Malice is a pastor now. So
back when it was Malice.
Yeah, exactly. Back to not no Malice. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of older music, not like older music. I've just been kind of doing my history, you know what I'm saying? And Hell Hath No Fury. This is probably Clips' best album in my opinion. Even though a lot of people love Lord Willing, this is my favorite album. This sounds like super refined. Pharrell and the Neptunes killed the production on this thing. Oh my goodness!
He's also a cheat code.
Chinese New. I
love that song. I love
that. Standouts are Mr. Me Too, obviously. Mm-hmm. Dirty Money is amazing.
That was my
Chinese New Year. Woo. Woo. Ah, let's get it. But yeah, Clips, they killed it. So yeah, Clips, Hell Hath No Fury. So yeah.
And for those who don't know what happened to the two members, as Noah mentioned,
No Malice is a pastor. So and Pusha T.
Malice.
No, it's No Malice now.
Oh, No Malice. No
He's
Malice.
a pastor. No Malice. It's
they
No
reconnected,
Malice.
They reconnected on Kanye's last album.
Oh, what album?
Oh, yay.
Whoa, what album?
Jesus is King.
Whoa, what album?
I see what you're doing now.
Okay, that's like the best song of that album. All right, I don't want to hear
No, that not even
Lows
close.
on
That was not the best album. That was not the best song.
You're my Chick-fil-A.
That's what I'm talking. I'm joking. Oh man.
Okay, is that it for us, you guys? Is that so I guess our common thesis from this week is there hasn't been songs of the summer because we didn't really have a summer. It was this quarantine.
I think our summary for this episode is 2020 was sad. It is sad.
And all we can hope for at this point is for Rihanna to drop music and save us all. And honestly, SZA's dropped, so anything's possible.
Kendrick might be dropping,
Oh, Kendrick, we saw the leaks.
No, I don't think Kendrick's dropping this year because I think they're gonna give SZA her moment.
He's filming a music video right now in LA. Yeah.
Well, Beyonce shoots her videos years before she drops.
That's crazy.
No, he gonna come out December.
Oh, I can see that.
I'm calling it December. He gonna come and drop it on Christmas.
Well, I'm changing my call to Thanksgiving.
Who are we hearing first, SZA or Kendrick?
Oh, SZA. You ready?
SZA, easily. SZA.
You already heard SZA.
SZA been complaining, so she coming out.
Heard it here first. The official.
Oh, and I guess we didn't talk. Her song is great though, right? I can't wait for her to release.
It's not great. It's cool.
I'm looking forward to her.
Noah doesn't like it. Noah's a hater. It's a good song.
Well, no, it's cool. I'm saying can we get more singing instead of the hook? The hook was half the song.
Who was it again?
$5.
Yeah. He's Parsley. It's like, okay, you don't need him, but it's like, just throw him on a song. It's like, do we read him like that? No. Anderson .Paak is like, you need to put some of that. That's going to be fire. It's like Ty Dolla $ign's like, you want to put that in there? It's like, sure.
Anderson .Paak's like butter.
Exactly. It's like, okay. It's like, doesn't make a difference. But yeah. Follow us on Twitter. Follow the 97 Demo Twitter at the 97 Demo. Follow Nnamdi Ekwanwu at Namakwan. Follow Noah
NAMEGWUON.
Get it right. Follow Noah at Noah A McGee _ and follow Avery DeLaw at Avery DeLaw. That's AVERYDALAL.
And make sure to tell your friends about our podcast because we are now everywhere: SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. So give us a chance.
Let's get it.
And yeah, I guess that's it. Until next week, we will see y'all later.